Welcome to Earthwork Echoes, where quiet work and old skills speak for themselves. Settle in and let the sound of steel and stone do the talking. A file looks simple until you realize every single tooth is a decision. Get the heat wrong and the blank turns stubborn. Strike one groove off angle and the whole tool will skate instead of bite. And you can watch the exact moment it becomes alive. The workspace is plain, wood, dirt, a small hearth, a few stones, but nothing is random. The steel blank doesn't start as a cutting tool. The next step decides whether it will accept teeth or fight back. You can see the blank warming slowly, not glowing, not rushed, just enough to soften. That faint color shift is the cue. Too hot and the surface suffers, too cool and the chisel will skip. The maker turns it steadily, letting the heat soak in evenly. Then the blank gets locked into a wooden stock, sunk into the ground, not for tradition, for physics. The earth eats the shock, so the cut stays clean. The cutter settles low, knees braced, shoulders square, lined up like a machine made of bone. Now comes the part that feels unreal, tooth by tooth. The chisel meets the steel, and the hammer drops the same way again and again. One blow, one groove. There are no printed guides here. The spacing lives in the eyes. The angle lives in the wrist. And the sound tells you when the bite is right, sharp, dry, confident. Every so often, there's a tiny reset. A brush clears away scale. A thumb wipes the surface so the light can catch the new rows. The blank is nudged, reseated, checked from another angle. Nothing dramatic, just quiet corrections that keep thousands of strikes from drifting into a mistake. This is where patience shows up, not in waiting, but in refusing to rush. Watch the edges and you'll see the rhythm change. Ease up, lean back in, keep the pattern honest. If the chisel drifts, the file won't cut evenly. Too heavy and the tooth tears, too light and it won't raise enough to work. This isn't strength, it's control, repeated until it becomes automatic. And the chisel doesn't stay sharp by luck. Every so often the cutter pauses, resets the edge on stone coarse, then fine, sometimes with a touch of oil. You can almost feel the grit grabbing, then releasing. A fresh edge returns, and the teeth start forming clean again. Different profiles ask for different rhythms, rounds, flats, corners, narrow points. The hands adjust before the brain can measure it. That's the real craft. Tiny corrections you can barely see, but you can see the result. If you like watching real skill up close, you'll enjoy what's coming next, because the payoff is in the finish. By the end, the blank no longer looks like plain steel. It looks textured and purposeful. These teeth will grab, shave, refine. They'll turn rough edges into clean lines, and clean lines into parts that actually fit. The smooth click of something seating flush starts here, long before the machine ever turns on. And that's why this work stays with you. It's not just making a file. It's making the invisible step that makes everything else possible. If you want more craft stories like this on Earthwork Echoes, tap like and subscribe. And drop a comment. What process should we slow down and listen to next?